I just want to talk about my layout here. I have videos of how I constructed everything. I just want to go over what's happening here. So basically, my layout is Girder construction, right here. Girder construction, right? And then I have uh, then the risers, okay? And at this point, you could have just put a backdrop up and been done with it, right? But I wanted to incorporate my backdrop support and my upper valance, which is up here, my upper valance, into one system. This whole system isn't bolted to my wall at all. It's all freestanding, and I have no intentions of bolting it. So what I did was I made a template based off of these things, based off of something that a friend of mine had showed me about a layout that was just these C's. Okay, I call them C's. And they were connected top and bottom. There was a notch at the bottom, notch at the top, notch at the bottom, and they were connected with one by material that made them all one unit, front and back. So basically, it would be what you see here, from here, from here to here, and there would be a fascia like this on the bottom, and this would just be one system. And they hung it on the wall with a French cleat. So it had no legs. It was hung from the wall. You could move it and take it places if you wanted to. For me, I wanted it to be, I didn't want to put any holes in my wall. I didn't want that type of a system. I wanted bench work, and I decided that this was my route that I was going to go. My L girder is made of a 1x4 with a 1x2 as the girder part, as the L. And then I also used 1x2s to make my risers. So that led me to making the C's the same way, one by material. Well, one by is my dimension, 1 inch to match. Well, it's 1.5 inches. It's 1x2, and in this case, a 1x2 is really 1.5 inches. So this C, plywood C, matches the height or width of whatever material you're going to use for your riser. What I used for these C's is 1 inch birch plywood that I got off of Facebook. They were pallets. They're plywood pallets for juices, and the plywood is 40 inches by 43 inches. So you lose a lot, but the material isn't that expensive to begin with. So, and then you got the center to use for something else. But basically, it's one piece. Let me show you what the C looks like. So basically, this is it here, right? My piece of plywood, right? It goes like this, right? So in my case, 1x3 is cut out for here, and that ties them all together in the back. See it back there? That ties each one together, makes them rigid. And then I do the same to the front of the C. You can see it there. Put the fascia on that, and then that gives me a shelf up here, right? It's pretty strong. Right now I have legs up there for what's going to be my cassette that's going to come off of here. And it's just going to be like a staging yard. And that's basically it. It's pretty straightforward construction with this. It's easy. You could build this benchwork in a weekend, easy, depending how big your layout is. This happens to be just 8 foot. I think it's 8 foot something. I used 10 foot 1x material and cut it to the length I needed. So on my material you could get 16 foot long. So basically you could make a continuous piece 16 foot long. And in my case, a little over 8 feet. So, and it's tapered. You can see that it's tapered. It gets wider at the end because it's just going to be a curve back there and how my scenes come playing out. I basically saw this benchwork design in a model railroader magazine, I think it was. So, and then I just made some changes to it to fit my needs. And yeah, so for my deck, for what I'm going to put up here, I'm using a 1/2-inch Homasote and 1/8-inch hardboard for my backdrop and for my fascia caps and for a fascia cap here. Just going to cut some, I don't know, 4-inch pieces that will hide all this. And then underneath, I'm going to put something on the top, some hardboard on the top, but I will paint the underside white. So all this will be white, and then I'll put lighting under here. And it's pretty simple. So I'm thinking what's going to happen here is this is where my cassette is going to go, and it'll be on wheels so that I can take it and unhook it, and it's going to hook here somehow. Don't know how. Haven't figured that out yet, but I will. And I was going to put a C there, but I still can because this position might change. I might move this over or this way, or so I'll wait until this is permanent and figured out, and then I'll decide if I want to put another support in here. I don't think I need one, but I may, just because. We'll see. Anyway, this is my quick little benchwork video so I can kind of discuss what my thinking was when I built this. And so there are parts where I did the lower part. I showed you how to do that if that's something you're looking for. And then I showed you how to do the C brackets if you want to do that. And you could just do that setup, the C bracket setup, and that would be your layout, and you could hang it on the wall, and you're good to go. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it interesting. Check out part 1 and part 2. There'll be a part 3 when I do my deck, and then part 4 when I start doing track work, and, Anyway, enjoy. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this build.